Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down our picks for the oldest hotels in the world you can actually stay in.
Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at hotels around the globe that are well over 100 or even hundreds of years old, but they can still pack in visitors even after all that time. Hotel El Convento, Old San Juan, Puerto Rico. This small hotel opened in 1962, attracting legends like Rita Hayworth and Truman Capote. While it's been operated as a hotel for only 60 years, the building itself commenced construction in 1646. That's 125 years after Old San Juan was established, making it one of the district's oldest sites. Originally, El Convento was exactly what its name suggests, a Carmelite convent. The building expanded over the centuries, closing its doors in the early 20th century. After almost 50 years, the building was purchased and converted into a hotel. Thanks to a roughly $15 million renovation in the 90s, El Convento has never been more luxurious. Only one cathedral in the Western Hemisphere is older, and it's the single oldest entry in the historic hotels of America. Colonial Inn, Concord, Massachusetts. Studying American history is one thing, but a trip to Concord's Colonial Inn allows visitors to experience a piece of the nation's history. The site itself was established in 1716, predating the signing of the Declaration of Independence by 6 decades. During the American Revolutionary War, the middle main building functioned as a store for munitions and supplies. To the right is the Thorough House, which John Keyes turned into a boarding house and hotel in 1889. Several years later, Keyes managed the leftmost White House section with the others, turning all three houses into one hotel. Many famous names have dropped by the inn, including Jacqueline Kennedy. It remains open for overnight stays, weddings, and immersing oneself in America's early years. The Omni Homestead Resort, Hot Springs, Virginia. Although Colonial Inn is older, it'll primarily appeal to those looking for a quaint little getaway. For a US hotel that's both grounded in history and vast in size, look no further than Omni Homestead Resort. Starting as a lodge in 1766, the establishment markets itself as America's first resort. Omni Homestead can also lay claim to having Virginia's oldest alpine ski resort, the Commonwealth's largest hot springs, and an old golf course with a tee that's been in continuous use longer than any other in America. While historians might prefer that course, golfers will be more drawn to the Cascades, which has been ranked among the 100 best courses in the country. Whether you golf, ski, or swim, Omni Homestead makes for one historic trip. Galle Hotel, Galle Road, Colombo. One of the area's oldest operating hotels, Galle opened in 1864. Back then, it was merely a Dutch villa, but within the next several years, the establishment expanded into something much more. Although there are older sites on this list, interestingly, Galle employed one of the oldest hotel workers to ever live. Born in 1920, Kotapatu Chatu Kutan started at the hotel in 1942. Working his way up from waiter to bellboy to doorman, Kutan remained at the hotel until his 90s, ultimately passing away in 2014. Of course, Kutan isn't the only person of note associated with the hotel. Mahatma Gandhi, Prince Philip, and Carrie Fisher are just some of the legends who have graced the halls of the Galle Hotel throughout its storied history. Raffles Hotel, Singapore. You might recognize this colonial-style hotel from Crazy Rich Asians. Long before appearing in that romantic comedy, Raffles Hotel was already a legendary establishment. Before it was open to the public, the structure was a private bungalow-style beach house in the 1830s. Dr. Charles Emerson had the innovative idea to use the building as a hotel. After his death and the lease ran out, the Raffles Institution stepped in. However, it wasn't until the Sarkees brothers took over that Raffles Hotel transformed into a deluxe destination. The hotel has only grown since then, going from 10 rooms to 75 to currently 115. One thing has remained consistent throughout the centuries, however. The nearby beach makes for an experience as convenient as it is luxurious. Abbasi Hotel, Isfahan, Iran. This Middle Eastern hotel can be traced all the way back to Sultan Hosen, who reigned as the Safavid Shah from 1694 to 1722. The structure initially served as a caravansary for those travelling through. What started as a simple pit stop has flourished into one of the most eye-catching hotels in Iran. We primarily have two people to thank for this. First, André Goddard, a French archaeologist and architect who felt the caravansary should be restored after deteriorating in the early 20th century. This paved the way for architect Mehdi Ebrahimian to oversee a renovation that upgraded the site in every way while maintaining its legacy. Today's visitors will feel as if they're staying in a palace with Persian art and elegant gardens. Lake Palace, Udaipur, India. The Abbasi Hotel may look like a palace, but this Indian landmark literally was a palace when constructed in the mid-18th century. Lake Palace was originally a Mewar royal family summer residence known as Jan Niwas, being named after its founder, Prince Jagat Singh. While this marble masterpiece remains an architectural marvel, it's the location that made the palace stand out. Situated on an island in Lake Pakola, you need a boat to reach this secluded getaway. By the 1950s, the deserted palace had seen better days. Over time, it was converted into a luxury 5-star hotel. Lake Palace is not only suited for royalty, but it was classy enough to be featured in the James Bond classic Octopussy. The Plaza Hotel, New York, New York. The Plaza is a New York icon that virtually anyone can recognize. It's still stunning that such a polished hotel was completed in 1907. Technically, the hotel's history can be traced even further back to 1890, when the first hotel was completed. Where the current hotel is 21 stories, the original hotel was a mere 8. Following a then record-breaking cash-only acquisition for a Manhattan location, the Plaza Realty Company sought to expand the existing site before deciding to start from scratch. One demolition and one construction later, the Plaza went from 400 rooms to almost double that. The hotel has since scaled back to 282 hotel rooms and 181 condominiums, but Plaza still comes first in quality. Jamaica Inn, United Kingdom. The name suggests otherwise, but this inn isn't located in Jamaica, but rather Cornwall, England. So, if you show up expecting sunny beaches and steel pans, you might be disappointed. However, you will get to bask in a lot of rich history. Opening in 1750, the Jamaica Inn gained notoriety as a smuggling spot. In recent years, the owners capitalized on the inn's history with the Museum of Smuggling. Although a few entries on this list have been featured in movies, the Jamaica Inn might appeal the most to cinephiles. The inn served as the shooting location for Alfred Hitchcock's 1939 film Jamaica Inn, which was based on Daphne du Maurier's novel of the same name, which itself was inspired by his stay at this very inn. Grand Hotel de Louvre, Paris, France. Paris has always been a leader in luxury accommodations. When it was constructed in 1855, the Grand Hotel de Louvre was rather revolutionary, featuring numerous bathrooms, steam-powered elevators, a wide staircase, and other modern innovations. Well, it was modern for the time. After only about 2 years of operation, the building was transformed into a department store that would eventually become the shopping mall Le Louvre d'Antiquaire. The hotel didn't go away entirely, however. It simply moved across the street, where it continues to serve guests today. With Hyatt now running the show, the hotel received its latest renovation in 2019. While this hotel has always been a beacon of innovation, it has preserved much that made the location grand to begin with.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.